then developed into a commercial truck. That's why we've got him in the commercial area rather than in the veteran area. But we see him later because he's been preceded by this lovely old Bedford coming round. This is totally original, and I know the man very well for many, many years. And he has owned this for donkeys, I'm sure. With the old Bedford with a 6-cylinder engine, very famous engine. As you probably know, Vauxhall and Bedford were taken over by General Motors back in 1927, and so all Vauxhall and Bedford items always had a very big influence on the American styling, and Bedford were no exception really. A 6-cylinder engine, lovely smooth engine, would carry up to 2 to 3 tons, which is a failure.
I've owned this lorry for 40 years, and I remember it when I used to walk to school when I was 8 years old, 60 years ago. So I've known the old girl 60 years, and somebody came into my shop the other day, or a few years ago, and said, I've got a photograph of the old girl, and I thought, yeah, I bet you have. And he brought this photograph in, and there it is, a photograph of this lorry taken in 1947. You see the number plate on it, yeah.
Well, there we are, the old Bedford. It goes straight up. There's the Bedford, that's what we call a 1500 trap, without carrying up to about 2 tons. It's a very rare car now, of the old lorry, 1936. Then in Austin's wouldn't be left out, of course. They came back with their Austin 3-tonner, and this is a very, very nice example of the Austin range. Again, 6-cylinder engine, very, very popular for just about anything and everything. Market gardening, green grocery, bakers, car merchants, you name it, that did it. The best of the history is belongs to Mr. Radcliffe, who's behind me, who knows a bit more about it. He acquired it sometime in his life from a garage that he acquired up, I think, Manchester. It was a breakdown recovery vehicle, and he's converted it back to a flat. Jolly one it is too. Very nice indeed. But there we are, the Austin 3-tonner as they call it. A made of all work, right in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. I would see these Austin trucks just about anywhere and everywhere. Came out in the 1930s. Then we got this lovely flat-nosed Morris van, and Morris vans were used by the GPO again in the 20s. Just about everybody used the vans, of course, for all sorts of reasons. As they dropped off using horses, they bought the vans. This one belongs to a gentleman all the way from Rolverton. I know him extremely well. Chris, you tell him.
I acquired this van in the late 60s and had it back on the road in 1969. Originally it was a long old van with GPO, and then it became owned by a gardener, and it was derelict. I acquired it in the late 60s, selling an orchard, but the roof had collapsed and the floor had rotted out, so it was in quite a bad state.
You put a lot of work into it, obviously. Well done, Chris, nice to see. But what a lovely example. You can often see GPO versions of this in their traditional red, of course. But there we are. Chris has a little antique shop in Wolverton, which is always worth a visit if you're that way. Now we've got the top of the range stuff here, and the driver, of course. This is the 1910 wagonette. The International Harvester Company of America brought out this absolutely new version of the day, because as I've already explained, now we're back to veteran car stage again, aren't we? Take away the shafts, take away the horse, you've got yourself an engine that runs reasonably well, you put it in a truck, and it becomes a van. Not a car, it could have been a car quite easily, but they turned it into a van, and they called it a wagonette. Absolutely superb, it's a credit to
real history to this car, but I'll be very brief about it. You can see the dress as a police car. Now, back in 1970, we actually owned this car, and we worked on one of the television series for the Royal Court. Find that car, and sure enough, 2 weeks later,